at Y'all 106.7. We're a country station here in Nashville. We play music from the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, which I know that you're familiar with. So thank you for being here, Mr. Gary LeVox.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So where are we at today? I see we got some deer heads on the wall.
Oh yeah, I'm at having my ranch
Here in Tennessee.
Yeah, we out here in Tennessee. Oh yeah.
Very cool. So you're most known for obviously being the lead singer of the multi-platinum country group Rascal Flatts, but we're talking about today your new solo project. LeVox recorded live on the song. So is every single song recorded live?
You know what's so crazy too, Taylor? It was like so I literally like make it rhyme. Myself, Trent Thomason, Terry Joe Box. We wrote that song right here, actually, in this room that I'm sitting in, and we wrote that, and then it became something bigger than what we ever could have thought. And then another song on there on this project was called "She Stayed Anyway," that I wrote with Neil Thrasher, Wendell Mobley, Lee Miller. So, Neil and Wendell and I wrote Fast Cars and Freedom, and we wrote Changed, and we wrote I Melt. And, so we've had, it's pretty good dirt out here. So we did the song thing, recorded that and literally just had the teleprompter sitting there because the words were so new. I was like, with Make It Rhyme, and She Stayed Anyway, I was like, golly, I forget, what did we write on there? So I was literally looking at it, and I think we cut it 2 or 3 times, and then, there's no overdubs or anything. So just an awesome piece of product, to put out. So of course, those were the two new songs, and then did a couple. Got to do What Hurts Most with Jeffrey Steele on there, the GOAT, and so yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
I mean, those songs are incredible. They've literally just transcended decades, and you sound incredible on the record. I actually saw Wendell in Key West at the Songwriters Festival playing Fast.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So how does it, differ from the first time around putting these songs out to putting them out now? Because it's just you.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot different. Well, first of all, if we're going to talk about Wendell, Wendell used to be overweight. Now he's healthy. Now he looks like he's 22. He looked like he was 52. You're right. So whatever he's doing, I don't know. If it's Zempic, I don't know what he's doing, but yeah, it's crazy. But he's still so gifted. But it's just weird that, as a singer and a songwriter, that I think when you write a song, the only thing you can dream of is to have a longevity and to be timeless, and been fortunate enough to have God's hand on it and be able to have written some songs that have been a part of some stuff that'll probably last throughout my days, So and that's the goal.
So when it comes to songwriting, are you a lyric guy? Are you a melody guy? A little bit of both?
I'm a melody guy. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a melody guy. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy because we can start one thing and then we start and I hear other stuff. Yeah, I'm a hard person to write with, kind of.
Oh yeah, is it? In what way? Do you feel like it's hard to give up control? Do you feel like you kind
of? Oh no, not control. Just because I hear one thing and then it's like we're on one thing and I hear a different melody and then we start going there. It's like, hey, let's pick one. Let's pick one of those 5 things. Yeah. So I don't know.
So this is
you know what's been my greatest success ever is writing with great songwriters. That's been my greatest thing, and that's what any new songwriter, any songwriter. We live in a town with some of the greatest songwriters in the world, on the planet. So everybody meet 10 and 2, 10 and 2 on the row. But you bring your gifts and just see where it goes. Yeah, but my thing is, I hear melody after melody after, yeah. I don't even like myself sometimes.
That's a good Point to bring up though, because I always like to ask people what advice they'd give aspiring songwriters or young songwriters. And
Mhm.
that's a good point, learning from the people that you write with.
Yeah, yeah, right with great songwriters. That's what makes you better, you know?
So how about you with some shows? Are we doing any CMA shows? We going on the road this year?
Taylor, I've been crazy busy. Yeah. Yeah, I've done probably 15 already.
Oh wow. Busy
Yeah.
man.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I just did the Memorial Day thing at the state capitol with Gary Sinise and Joe Montaigne, and that was such an honor and just a privilege to be able to celebrate and honor all the military throughout the entire years that sacrificed everything for us to be able to live in the land that we live in and to be able to fly that flag. And it was so great was to be over there, and the whole backdrop was flags. And it's funny being from Westerville, Ohio, back in the day and growing up and stuff. I mean, there were flags on every street, all the time. And so it was really good. It felt like I was back home again, and to do that in D.C. on Memorial Day when when so many people lose the they lose just what it takes to live in a country as great as the one we live in. And it took, freedom's not free, and it took lives and bloodshed, and so just
Amen.
I was yeah, well, I was just honored to be able to you know be over there and stand there and celebrate them. You know, my grandpa Harmon and bunch of military. My cousin Mike Fink was a Marine. Yeah, so it was really cool.
I love freedom don't come free, and we got to keep that respect in country music too.
Yeah, well, our first tour was with Toby Keith, and '05 we went over on a USO tour, so we were sitting in Fallujah with a bunch of Marines and 18 years old, and I mean, I wish every person that lives in this country could go over there, and you never really know the price of freedom until you stand in a combat zone, you know, and you look at, there's no draft. They signed up, and willing to give their entire life for us so we could lay down at night. You know what I mean? I just, I don't know, not to get political, but it just, it's crazy to see Robert De Niro going down there doing the streets. Not to get political, I'm just saying,
I mean, it's
you
fact.
know,
And everyone that
what
we've
the,
interviewed lately speaks so highly of Toby too, and the influence that Toby Keith has had on their lives from,
yeah.
Harry to his God-fearing spirit. And so I kind of just want to touch on that. Can you talk about your experience with Toby? Because we interviewed Mark not too long ago, and he was just saying, just the impact that Toby has had on his career. So I was wondering if you had a similar experience.
Oh yeah, well, that was our first big tour. Our first tour was Jody Messina. Loved Jody, and our first big tour was Toby Keith, and Toby. I think we did. It was funny that Memorial Day thing we did at the Capitol with on PBS with Gary Sinise and Joe Montaigne was uh, uh, and did it with Jamie Johnson, and so TK Kimber, who is his manager, was Toby's manager from day one. So it was great to hang out with TK and talk about that. And TK was like, "Man, I think we did about 120 shows together with Toby." And so we learned so much as Rascal Flatts. And Toby said, uh, "Hey boys, let me tell you something. Here's the job." And I've never forgot this. So we carried it on as when we became headliners. Toby said, "Here's your job, boy. Your job is to go out there and steal every fan I got. Yeah. But you know, I mean, Toby was a man of many colors, but his favorite three, the ones you can define him as, was red, white, and blue. Those are the three colors you could define him as. Yeah, it was great. He was a great friend and a great mentor, and I learned so much from him, and not just on stage, but you know, I learned so much from
Right.
him.
Well, let's go back to the beginning really quick. I know we don't have a lot of time here, but Rascal Flatts, I mean, hit after hit after hit. So when you recorded your first single, did you know the magnitude of what was about to happen with all,
No,
or did you have a,
had no, had no clue. No, none of us did. No, we were like, he was. I remember Brian Mansfield had a thing in USA Today or whatever. Uh, he was his first review of art of Pray for Daylight. It was it was 4 words. We're like, all right, what's it going to be? Brian Mansfield's got it. We're like, oh yeah, Brian Mansfield, big stuff. And it was 4 words. We're like, all right, what is it? So his review of Praying for Daylight was bouncy, bouncy, bouncy flop. You're like, is that good? Okay. No, it's not good. Okay.
yeah, I'm like, what does that even mean? I don't know. Is that
Yeah. Yeah. Just fluff. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy flop. That was his review. We're like, okay. All right.
you guys, I mean, you sound so great together. How did you get together originally, the three of you?
But you know, Jay's my cousin. And then we started playing down at Fiddle and Steel and down there on Printer's Alley. And
Printer's
he
Alley.
told me, oh yeah. Yeah, started, and he was playing for Shelley Wright back at that time, and he hired Joe Don to play in there, and that's when, you know, Shelley had that single white female looking for a special lover.
Yeah.
Yep, and he told me about Joe Don, and I was like, okay. And our guitar player didn't show up one night. You know, we had to play from 9 to 3,
A long time.
and I was like, oh, okay, and we were grinding, you know. And so Joe Don came in there and he was like, hey man, that's the dude I was telling you about. Like, ugh. And we did church on the Cumberland Road. I was like, oh, what was that? Yeah. So that's how it turned out. And it was a godsend. It was like, okay,
Rest
all
is,
right, this whole thing makes sense. Yeah.
so who influenced you growing up? Who would you say was your biggest musical inspiration?
Oh shoot. Well, other than, you know, than family members, you know, grandfathers and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, my biggest influences were like, I was inspired like by, you know, just great singers like Keith Whitley and Earl Thomas Conley and Travis Tritt. Randy Travis was one of my favorites ever. Marty Raven, Shenandoah. I was just so influenced by, you know, I mean, Brooks and Dunn to, you know, on the other side, like Michael Jackson to People Bryson to James Ingram to, you know, just, I don't know. It was just great singers. And
We
then in the gospel world, you know, growing up just a Church of God boy, you know, the CC Winans and yeah.
we
So,
know with a voice like that, you got a that gospel in you. So
well, whatever God gives me, I just throw it out there.
love it. All good, guys. We play all those guys on y'all 106.7. And actually, Randy flipped our switch last year. So the first song we ever played was Forever and Ever Amen. So that was,
Ah, let's go.
yeah, yeah. So I know we're running out of time here, but I do want to talk about your wine really quick. You have LeVox wine. So like how involved are you with that? Are you stomping grapes out there or tell me
Yeah,
about
we
that?
up. Y'all, we barefooted. We're barefooted, Taylor. Yeah, so the Pinot capital of the world is in Oregon.
Mhm.
So our vineyard with Hayworth Estates, you just get on my with Instagram, whatever, just click on wine. So it's the Pinot capital of the world. So my Pinot Noir and the Pinot Gris, and I got a new one coming out called Front Porch. It's a white blend, which is crazy. Do you drink wine at all?
I do. I was gonna ask if you were a red or white guy.
Well, I'm all of them. Yeah, yeah. What are you?
I like both. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
do? Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's summertime now, so it's a lot of white. Depends on what you eat. Everything kind of does the stuff. But check out, just go to GaryLevox.com, get on my Instagram, whatever. Click on Levox Wine. It's really, really good.
I bet it is. You know what
It
I
is.
is that Boone's Farm, that gas station wine. You ever heard of Boone's Farm?
Girl, what are you talking about? I'll Boone's Farm, Mad Dog. We'll grape it out.
Hot Dog 2020. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
We've graduated though to more sophisticated things like LeVox wines now. So
Yeah, well, just try to make more than $6 a bottle.
yeah,
Yeah, it still does the same thing. It just has a good taste.
love it. Well, Gary, we're looking forward to hearing the rest of this album. I'm loving what I'm hearing so far. Is there anything that we didn't touch on today that you want our listeners to know? Any
Um,
upcoming shows or anything?
yeah, I'll be in Orlando. Let's see. Let me check my list. All right.
How about this? I'll look up your schedule for you and I'll put it in the description. How about that?
Don't got it. That's good. Saturday I'll be in Orlando Park.
Okay. This Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a busy weekend for you because the full EP comes out on Friday, right?
Yep.
Very cool.
Always working. Where are you guys located at?
We're right here in Nashville, so we're in Berry Hill.
Oh, Bear Hill. Okay, I got you.
Mhm.
All right, good.
Well, it was very nice talking to you, Gary,
All
and
right, you too, hon.
again soon.
All right. Thanks for having me.